The orbital market above Kepler Ring Station was never supposed to feel dangerous, but today it did. A sharp, broken cry echoed through the wide floating halls, cutting through the noise of trade drones and alien voices. The sound came from a small dragon baby no taller than a crate, its scales soft like glowing glass and its wings still too weak to fly. It clutched something in its tiny claws, a toy shaped like a miniature starship but now cracked down the middle. The light inside it flickered weakly, like a dying heartbeat. The dragon baby cried again, louder this time, and nearby alien traders stopped mid-step. Even the hovering market bots slowed down, as if they did not want to witness what came next. At the center platform stood the alien Toymaker. It was tall, made of layered crystalline structure, constantly shifting colors like polished glass under sunlight. Its reputation was known across 10 systems. It fixed anything designed for play, perfectly, flawlessly, without error. But it also had one rule: it did not repair unstable or emotionally corrupted objects. It looked at the broken toy without stepping closer. "Device integrity is below acceptable restoration threshold," it said in a flat tone. "Replacement is advised." The dragon baby reached toward it, trembling harder, as if it understood the words but not their meaning. Its guardian, a winged alien warrior with cracked armor plates, growled in pain and frustration. "You don't even examine it properly," the guardian snapped. "It's bonded to him. He cannot lose it." The Toymaker's tone did not change. Emotional attachment does not alter structural failure. The crowd began to murmur. Some stepped back. Others started recording. A dragon baby in distress always drew attention, but a rejected repair from a Toymaker meant something deeper was wrong. That was when the human boy stepped forward. He came from the lower maintenance docks where repair crews worked on broken cargo lifters and fuel lines. He was not supposed to be anywhere near the upper market levels. His clothes still had grease marks and his gloves were worn thin from real labor. He was young but his eyes were steady. Behind him, his father called out sharply, "Rian, stay back." But Rian did not listen. The dragon baby's cry hit him differently. It was not just noise. It felt like something asking for help in a language that did not need translation. He walked straight into the open space between the Toymaker and the child. A security drone immediately locked onto him. Unauthorized human presence detected. "Step away." Rian stopped, but only for a second. Then he knelt down beside the broken toy. The dragon baby flinched at first, unsure of him. But it did not move away. Rian gently picked up the cracked starship toy. It was warm, still holding faint energy pulses inside. Not dead. Just damaged in a strange way. His fingers traced the fracture line. Something felt wrong. This was not normal damage. The break was too clean in some areas and too chaotic in others. Like the structure had been forced to reject itself. The Toymaker's voice cut through the air again. "Human, you are interfering with licensed property." Rian did not look up. "It's not just broken," he said quietly. The crowd went silent. He turned the toy slightly under the station's light. A faint pulse flickered inside the core, reacting to his touch for a split second, then stabilizing again. The dragon baby made a small sound, softer now, as if it recognized hope. Rian's heart tightened. He had seen broken systems before, ship engines, reactor cores, even alien tech his father brought home for study. But this was different. It felt alive in a way machines should not. Behind him, the Toymaker shifted slightly for the first time. "That response is impossible." Rian finally looked up. "Who worked on this before it broke?" No one answered immediately. The guardian dragon stepped forward. "It was last serviced here," he said, pointing at the Toymaker. 3 cycles ago." A pause followed. The Toymaker's crystalline surface dimmed slightly, just for a moment. Rian noticed it. That was enough. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small mechanics tool. Nothing advanced, just a portable resonance calibrator his father used for ship wiring. It did not belong in a place like this, but it was all he had. The security drone beeped louder. "Human, cease interaction." Rian ignored it. He pressed the tool gently against the broken toy. A soft vibration spread through the air. For 1 second, the toy lit up brighter than before. The dragon baby gasped and stopped crying completely. A small, fragile moment of silence fell over the market. Then the Toymaker's systems triggered an alarm tone. Unauthorized resonance interference detected. Red lights flashed across the upper platforms. Security drones reoriented instantly. The toy flickered again, unstable now, as if reacting to too many conflicting commands inside it. Rian felt it. Something inside the toy was responding to him, not the Toymaker's design. And that meant one dangerous truth. Someone had not just broken this toy. They had hidden something inside it. Before he could speak again, the entire platform vibrated with incoming enforcement signals. The security drones lowered their weapons. And the Toymaker turned fully toward him for the first time. Its voice dropped lower. "Human, what exactly are you doing to that device?" Rian held the glowing broken toy tighter as its light flickered once more, then showed a second hidden pulse beneath the surface. Something inside it was waking up. The red security lights did not stop flashing. They spread across the orbital market like a warning infection, turning the comm trade platform into a controlled lockdown zone. Floating drones shifted into combat positions, their scanning beams locking onto Rian's small human figure kneeling beside the dragon baby. The toy in his hands pulsed again, stronger this time. A sharp energy ripple pushed outward, making nearby stalls shake. Alien merchants backed away in panic. One floating crate tipped and drifted off course, crashing into a barrier field with a dull shock. The dragon baby let out a frightened sound and grabbed its guardian's arm. But Rian did not move. He kept the cracked starship toy steady against his calibration tool, feeling the strange rhythm inside it. It was not random. It was structured. Like a heartbeat trapped in a broken shell. The alien Toymaker finally stepped closer. Its crystalline body refracted the warning lights, scattering red lines across its surface. Its voice came colder now. "Human interference is escalating system instability. Step away immediately." Rian looked up but did not stand. "It's not just broken," he said again, more certain this time. "Something inside it is still running." The Toymaker paused for a fraction of a second. That pause was enough for the guardian dragon to notice. "You hear that?" the guardian snapped, pointing a claw. "Even the human sees it's not normal damage. Fix it properly." The Toymaker responded without emotion. "There is no valid repair path for corrupted resonance cores." Rian's fingers tightened slightly on the toy. "Then why is it reacting to me?" The moment those words left his mouth, the toy flickered violently. A pulse shot upward, projecting a faint holographic pattern above them. It was incomplete, fractured, but clearly structured like a map of energy layers. Gasps spread through the crowd. A child toy should not produce system-level projections. Security drones instantly escalated. Unauthorized quantum projection detected. Threat level increased. A drone lowered its weapon arm directly at Rian. The dragon baby cried again, but this time it wasn't loud. It was confused, as if sensing danger was coming from all directions at once. Rian quickly adjusted the tool angle. "Hold still," he whispered, not to the crowd, not to the Toymaker, but to the toy itself. And for a moment, it obeyed. The projection stabilized. The Toymaker's crystalline surface dimmed again, more noticeably this time. "That is impossible," it repeated, but now there was a slight distortion in its tone. The guardian dragon stepped forward aggressively. "You said it was unfixable. Now explain this." Silence stretched. Then Rian spoke again, more carefully. "It's not damaged randomly. Someone forced a mismatch in its memory lattice. Like they wanted it to fail slowly instead of breaking instantly." That sentence changed the atmosphere. The crowd stopped whispering. Even the drones paused their targeting adjustments for a split second, recalculating threat logic. The Toymaker responded sharply. "That is a false conclusion. My systems do not produce unstable calibrations." Rian looked directly at it now. "Then show me the last repair log." Another pause. Too long this time. The dragon baby stopped crying completely, watching the toy instead, as if waiting for it to make a decision. Finally, the Toymaker responded. "Access restricted." That single phrase triggered something deeper than suspicion. The guardian dragon's eyes widened slightly. Restricted? Why would a simple toy repair be restricted? Rian's mind was already working. Restricted meant hidden. Hidden meant intentional. He shifted the calibration tool again, carefully feeding a controlled pulse into the broken core. The toy responded immediately. A second layer of projection appeared beneath the first one, smaller, hidden, almost invisible at first glance. It showed a sequence of encoded symbols. Not toy data. Military-grade resonance patterns. Rian felt a chill run through him. "This isn't a toy system," he said slowly. The Toymaker's voice sharpened instantly. "Disconnect from the device." But it was too late. The toy emitted a sudden pulse strong enough to push back the nearest drones. Two of them froze mid-air, their systems stuttering. The market erupted into panic. Security alarms escalated to full lockdown mode. Containment breach detected. The guardian dragon grabbed its child and pulled it back. But the dragon baby reached toward the toy again, crying softly now, not from fear but from recognition. Rian saw it. The bond was real. Stronger than normal toy connection protocols. Which meant one thing. This was not a simple broken object. It was a bonded system, something meant to evolve with its user. The Toymaker suddenly raised its voice. Terminate interaction immediately. That unit is classified beyond civilian jurisdiction. That sentence hit harder than anything else. Rian slowly stood up for the first time. So it's not unfixable, he said quietly. It's just not allowed to be fixed. A heavier silence followed. Even the drones hesitated. The Toymaker's surface flickered again, unstable now. Rian looked at the dragon baby, then at the broken toy glowing in his hands, and made a decision that changed everything. If you won't fix it, he said, then I will. The moment those words left his mouth, every security drone locked directly onto him. And the toy responded with a sudden surge of light so strong it blinded half the platform for a second. Inside that light, something inside the toy began to wake fully. The blinding light from the toy did not fade like normal energy flashes. It stayed in the air, hanging, breathing, like the station itself had paused to watch what would happen next. Rian stood frozen for a moment, still holding the cracked starship toy. The dragon baby stopped crying completely, staring at the glowing object as if it finally understood something important was happening. Then the light shifted. It folded inward, not outward, forming a tight spiral above the toy. Symbols appeared again, but this time they were no longer random. They arranged themselves into a clear pattern like a system trying to speak. Every security drone in the area locked onto Rian at once. Quantum instability escalating, one of them announced. The drones did not fire yet, but their weapons powered up. The alien Toymaker stepped forward slowly. Its crystalline body reflected the spiral light, breaking it into sharp fragments. Human, it said, you have triggered a hidden response layer. That is not part of any licensed toy architecture. Rian did not look away from the floating symbols. Then why is it reacting like it recognizes me? That question hit the air like a crack. The guardian dragon tightened its grip on the child. Explain this now, it demanded. You said it was just a toy. The Toymaker paused again. Longer this time. Too long for something that claimed perfect logic. Then it finally spoke. The device was never registered as a toy in its final calibration stage. The entire platform went silent. Even the drone's scanning hum seemed lower. Rian felt it immediately. Then what is it? The Toymaker's surface dimmed further. A prototype resonance core. The words landed like a weight. The dragon baby made a small sound, confused and afraid again, as if sensing the truth was too big for it to understand. Rian tightened his grip on the tool in his hand. Prototype for what? No answer. Instead, the floating spiral above the toy suddenly expanded. A shockwave of light spread outward, not destructive but revealing. It touched nearby surfaces, and for a split second, hidden layers of data became visible across the entire platform. Blueprints, energy grids, bonding matrices, and something worse. Combat-level neural synchronization patterns. A murmur broke through the crowd. People started stepping back faster now. This is not civilian tech, someone whispered. The Toymaker finally responded, voice lower. It was designed for adaptive intelligence bonding. Early-stage dragon resonance research. The guardian dragon's wings stiffened. Bonding research, for what purpose? Silence. Then Rian spoke softly but clearly. It means this wasn't made to be a toy. He looked at the dragon baby. It was made to connect to it. The baby flinched slightly, clutching the toy tighter as if it understood its own importance for the first time. A new alarm tone erupted. Unauthorized cognitive link detected. The drones shifted again, this time no longer just aiming but preparing containment fields. The Toymaker raised its voice suddenly. Discontinue interaction immediately. That core is unstable and restricted for a reason. Rian finally looked directly at it. Then why was it given to a baby? That question broke something in the silence. Even the guardian dragon turned sharply toward the Toymaker. The Toymaker did not answer immediately. Its crystalline surface flickered again, faster this time. And that was the second time Rian noticed it. It was not calm anymore. It was hiding something. Finally it said, the bonding sequence was incomplete. The unit should not have achieved activation. Rian understood instantly. This wasn't an accident, he said. The toy pulsed in his hands again, but this time the pulse was different. It was steady, controlled, like it was waiting for permission. The dragon baby reached out and touched it. The moment its tiny claw made contact, the spiral light collapsed inward again, sharper, deeper, more focused. And a voice appeared. Not loud, not mechanical, but layered like it came from multiple minds at once. Link stable. The entire platform froze. Security drones halted mid-motion. The Toymaker's voice dropped sharply. That is not possible. Rian's breath tightened. It just bonded with him. The guardian dragon stepped forward instantly. Is that dangerous? No one answered right away. Because the answer was not simple. The toy glowed brighter, syncing with the dragon baby's heartbeat. And then it did something unexpected. It repaired a small crack on its own. A tiny fracture disappeared as light flowed through it. A mini payoff moment, proof it could heal itself. But instead of relief, the Toymaker reacted with urgency. Terminate the link, it ordered immediately. Now. Rian stepped back instinctively. Why? The Toymaker's surface flashed red for the first time. Because this level of bonding should not exist in public systems. The phrase changed everything. Rian realized something deeper. This wasn't just a broken toy. It was something classified enough to erase. Before anyone could respond, the toy emitted a sudden pulse again, but this time, it projected a hidden message directly into the air above them. A sequence of coordinates. And one final symbol. A dragon-shaped core surrounded by unknown stars. The guardian dragon gasped. That symbol? But before it could finish, all drones simultaneously switched to full containment mode. And the Toymaker spoke one final line, colder than before. You have awakened something that was never meant to be repaired in public. The toy's light suddenly intensified again. And the entire station's gravity systems flickered for half a second. As if something far bigger than them had just noticed the signal. The gravity flicker lasted only a second, but it changed everything. Loose objects in the orbital market drifted slightly upward before snapping back down. Drinks spilled midair. Floating crates tilted unnaturally. Even the security drones stuttered in place, their systems briefly confused by a force that should not exist inside a stable station. Then the system corrected itself. But the fear did not. Rian felt it in his chest as the toy in his hands grew brighter, almost painfully bright now. The dragon baby stayed close, still touching it with a small trembling claw, as if letting go would break something important inside itself. The Toymaker had already changed its posture. No longer observing. Now calculating. All non-essential entities must be cleared, it announced sharply. That single sentence triggered full containment protocol. The drones shifted instantly from targeting to capture mode. Energy rings formed in the air, locking space around Rian and the dragon baby. The crowd scattered in panic, pushing away from the center platform. The guardian dragon stepped forward aggressively. You are overreacting. This is a child and a mechanic's boy. But even it hesitated when the Toymaker responded. This is no longer a toy incident. Rian tightened his grip on the calibration tool. His hands were shaking now, not from fear alone, but from the pressure building inside the device. The toy was responding to everything around it like a living system trying to expand beyond its limits. And it was getting stronger. A second pulse hit the station grid. This time alarms didn't just flash, they screamed. Core synchronization escalating. Rian looked down at the dragon baby. Stay close, he whispered. The baby did not understand the words, but it pressed itself closer anyway. Then the Toymaker did something unexpected. It opened a hidden interface in the air, layers of crystalline data folding outward like a broken mirror reforming itself. And it revealed the truth. The toy was not a finished product. It was a fragment of a distributed intelligence network. A system designed to grow through bonding, learning, and memory transfer. The guardian dragon saw it first. That's not possible, that architecture is ancient. Rian's eyes widened. Ancient? The Toymaker replied coldly. Pre-authorized dragon cognitive frameworks. Banned after the synchronization collapse incident. The words hit the air like a warning shot. The dragon baby suddenly cried again, but this time the sound was not just fear. It was pain. The toy responded immediately, flashing brighter, as if reacting to its emotional state. And that was the problem. Everything it felt made the system stronger. Rian realized it instantly. This isn't just bonding, he said. It's feedback evolution. The Toymaker turned slightly. Explain. Rian swallowed. It learns from emotions. Every reaction makes it more complex. Pause. Then the Toymaker answered, quieter now. Correct. That single confirmation made the drones shift again. Now they were not just containment units. They were execution units. Rian saw it immediately. You're going to shut it down? The Toymaker did not deny it. This system cannot be allowed to reach full activation. The dragon baby clutched the toy tighter. And that was when Rian made a choice. Not because he understood everything, but because he understood enough. If you shut it down, he said, you erase it. The Toymaker replied instantly. That is acceptable risk mitigation. The guardian dragon growled. You are talking about erasing a bonded mind. Rian stepped forward slightly, standing between the drones and the child. It's not just bonded. It's already learning. The Toymaker raised its energy threshold. Then it becomes a threat. Silence followed. Then the toy reacted. Without permission. Without instruction. It released a sudden pulse that expanded outward in a ring, freezing the nearest drones mid-air again. Their systems locked for a second, unable to process the energy pattern. The crowd gasped. Rian felt it in his hands, a sudden surge of intelligence flowing through the tool as if the toy was using him, not the other way around. The dragon baby looked up at him. And for a moment something passed between them. Understanding. The Toymaker finally moved. This is the last warning, it said. Disconnect or be classified as co-hostile entity. Rian's voice dropped lower. You already decided that. He looked at the toy. And instead of pulling away, he increased the calibration sync. The toy responded instantly. Too fast. Too strongly. A massive wave of light erupted from it, spreading across the entire platform. For a split second, every screen in the market displayed the same symbol. A dragon-shaped core surrounded by star networks. Then, everything stopped. Not broken. Not destroyed. Just frozen. Time itself felt paused inside the affected radius. Even the drones hung motionless in the air. Rian stood in the center of it, breath heavy, realizing what had just happened. The toy had created a temporary system-wide lock field. Not defensive. Not offensive. Controlled. The Toymaker's voice cut through the frozen silence, now showing something rare. Unease. You should not be able to do that. Rian looked down at the glowing object. I didn't, he said quietly. It did. And in that moment the toy pulsed one more time, projecting a final hidden coordinate set into the air. A location far beyond the station. A place no registered system acknowledged. And then it spoke again. Not in data. Not in code. But in a clear, simple message. Origin link found. The entire frozen field trembled slightly. And somewhere far away, something answered back for the first time. The frozen field did not break immediately. It held. Like reality itself was unsure whether it should continue behaving normally. Floating drones remained suspended in mid-air. Spilled liquids hung in strange shapes. Even the blinking warning lights of the station stayed half-lit, as if the system had paused mid-thought. In the center of it all, Rian stood still. His hands were still on the glowing toy core. The dragon baby did not move either. It stayed close to him, small claws still touching the surface of the device, as if it trusted him more than anything else in the entire station. The Toymaker finally moved first. Slowly. Carefully. Its crystalline body shifted as it tried to override the frozen field, but the system did not respond. That alone was something it had never experienced before. This level of control should not exist in a civilian-linked device, it said, voice quieter than before. Rian looked down at the toy. It's not civilian anymore, he replied. A soft pulse came from the core, steady and alive. The light was no longer chaotic. It had become organized, like a breathing pattern that matched the dragon baby's heartbeat perfectly. The guardian dragon stepped forward slowly, careful not to disturb the frozen environment. You are saying this thing learned from him? It asked. Rian nodded slightly. Not just from him. From everything around it. The Toymaker's surface flickered. Impossible. Learning cores require controlled environments. Rian looked up. Then this one isn't controlled. That sentence lingered in the frozen air. The Toymaker paused again. This time it did not deny it immediately. Instead, it opened a hidden data layer above the paused field. Symbols unfolded like thin glass sheets, revealing deeper system analysis. And what it showed changed everything. The toy was no longer a simple prototype. It had already begun linking outward. Not just to Rian. Not just to the dragon baby. But to something much larger. A dormant network buried across multiple systems. A forgotten architecture. The guardian dragon whispered, that symbol? I've seen it before. Rian turned slightly. Where? The guardian hesitated. Old war records. Before the dragon clans unified their bond systems. They erased most references. The Toymaker confirmed it quietly. Correct. This structure predates current governance. Rian felt a cold shift in his chest. So this isn't new, he said. No, the Toymaker replied. It is reactivation. The dragon baby suddenly made a small sound, and the toy responded instantly, flashing brighter. The frozen field trembled again. Rian realized something terrifying. It was stabilizing itself through emotional connection. Every heartbeat strengthened it. Every reaction expanded it. And somewhere far beyond the station, something had already noticed. The Toymaker raised its energy output again. This must be terminated before full synchronization completes. The guardian dragon snapped immediately. You will not kill it. But the Toymaker did not argue. It simply prepared. All drones in the frozen field began shifting again, slowly breaking through the temporal pause. Their systems were forcing reactivation. Rian felt it, pressure building in the air like the system was waking up around them. He looked at the dragon baby. The baby looked back. And for the first time, Rian understood something clearly. It was not just a broken toy. It was a key. A living key. And keys always open something. Rian tightened his grip. If you shut it down, he said, voice steady now, you won't just kill the system. The Toymaker responded instantly. Correct. You'll also erase whatever it's connected to. Pause. Then the Toymaker confirmed again. Yes. The guardian dragon growled low. That could be entire bonded systems across colonies. Rian nodded slowly. That's why it's responding, he said. It's trying to finish something. The toy suddenly pulsed stronger. The frozen field cracked slightly. A thin line of motion returned to the nearest drone. Time was restarting. Fast. Rian made a choice in that moment that no one expected. He lowered the toy slightly, and instead of disconnecting it, he increased the bond. The dragon baby gasped softly. The Toymaker reacted instantly. Stop. That will accelerate full activation. Rian didn't stop, because he saw something else now. A pattern. The toy was not invading systems. It was completing a missing sequence. A sequence that had been interrupted long ago. And now it was trying to restore it through him. The frozen field shattered fully. Time snapped back into motion. Drones reactivated instantly. But before they could fire, the toy released a final massive pulse. Not destructive. Not defensive. A broadcast. It spread across the entire station, through systems, through networks, beyond communication layers. And every screen across the orbital market lit up at once. The same message appeared everywhere. Not code. Not data fragments. A sentence. We remember the one who repairs us. The Toymaker froze. Completely still now. For the first time it did not respond. The guardian dragon stepped back slowly. What did it just do? Rian stared at the glowing core in silence. And then the toy projected one final coordinate set into the air. But this time, it was different. It was no longer just a location. It was a direction. Pointing away from known space entirely. Into something uncharted. And then the Toymaker spoke one final line, almost like a warning it did not fully understand itself. This is not the end of activation. It is the beginning of return. The toy's light dimmed slightly, as if something far away had just answered it back.